The movie begins some 1,600 years ago, in the age of kings and emperors. King Arthur's and the Saxons' armies are fighting with each other. The Saxons have almost overpowered the army of King Arthur. King Arthur's friend named Lancelot asks the king where his wizard, Merlin, is. King Lancelot is told by Merlin that he will come for his help. Merlin is riding his horse in the forest. Merlin walks up to an alien ship and meets with a Cybertronian knight named Lakin. Merlin tells Lakin that he did as he promised, but now they are in an hour of need on the battlefield. Merlin asks for help from Lakin. Lakin gives Merlin his staff and says 12 knights will emerge from the straw for their help. Afterward, Merlin and Dragonstorm go to the battlefield. Dragonstorm paralyzes the whole army of Saxons with his wings and the fire he exerts from his mouth. The movie now shifts to the present, and 4 schoolboys walk into a prohibited area where the malfunctioning Transformers are kept. A special kind of robot named Transformers Reaction Force, TRF, is guarding the area. The TRF was created by the government to destroy Transformers. The TRF sees the children and takes them hostage. Meanwhile, a hero-like girl named Isabella emerges from somewhere and rescues the children from the TRF. Her friend, named Squeaks, fastens the feet of the TRF. Isabella takes the children to a place, but to their surprise, the place turns out to be a Transformer named Canopy. Canopy gets up as the children hide in it. On the other hand, the TRF learns that the Transformers have kept some children. The TRF drops a missile on Canopy, and it gets destroyed. Suddenly, Cade Yeager makes an entry, and he shoots the robots with his gun. After destroying the robots, Cade rescues the children and Isabella from there. Cade then sees a mutilated Transformer in a spaceship. Cade goes near it and discovers that the Transformer belongs to the group of 12 Knights of Lakin. Before the Transformer dies, it gives Cade a talisman. The TRF soldiers invade the place and apprehend Cade. Another Transformer named Barricade appears at a distance and is keeping an eye on Cade. The robots then open fire on the TRF, and a former Nest commander and U.S. Army Ranger named William Lennox approaches and tells the TRF to stop shooting. Cade and some robots flee from there after Lennox approves of letting them go. On the other hand, we see an Optimus Prime that seems to be malfunctioning in space and that falls onto the Cybertronian planet. On the planet, it meets with Quintessa, and she links the destruction of her planet with Optimus Prime. Quintessa asks Optimus to bring her the magical staff of Merlin from Earth. She explains she created 12 knights with her staff, but one of the knights, named Lakin, stole it from her and gave it to a human. She brainwashes Optimus Prime and turns him into Nemesis Prime. Back on Earth, Barricade meets with Megatron, and it tells him that the knight gave a talisman to Cade, and without it, they cannot find the staff. On the other side, General Morshower talks to Lennox and says Megatron has taken some U.S. personnel hostage. Megatron wants to buy its Transformers from the U.S. military in exchange for CIA agents. Morshower tasks Lennox with acquiring the talisman from Cade before Magtron gets it. Lennox, accompanied by some lawyers, meets with Magtron in the desert for the bargain. Megatron takes its name from its Transformers, which are under the jurisdiction of the CIA. The Transformers include Mohawk, Dreadbot, Nitro Zeus, and Berserker. The lawyers want to acquit Onslaught in place of Berserker, as the latter has committed several punishable crimes. Cade Yeager reaches the Big Scrap where he lives with several Transformers. Cade observes that Isabella has come to his place, following him. Cade tells Isabella to go to her home, but she has none to go to. Cade says he has a married daughter and a late wife. A little later, Cade learns that Megatron and his companions are approaching the scrapyard to acquire the talisman. Before Megatron and their accomplices arrive at the scrap, Cade and the other robots have already left the place. Cade and his robots reach a town, but Magtron and its machines also arrive there after Cade. In the meantime, a big dinosaur comes for Cade's help, and it destroys the robots of Megatron. Megatron manages to escape with some of its companions. Soon after, the TRF drones arrive there, and Cade and his men enter a lift. They see a Transformer named Cogman next to the lift. Cogman tells them its master, Edmund Burton, wants to meet with them. Meanwhile, a TRF drone attacks Cade and pushes him off the building. But Cade manages to safely land, although the drones shoot him. After the drones are gone, Cogman tells Cade to go with them to their master if he wants to save his and his companions' lives. Cade and Cogman fly away. On the other hand, 6 big horns are growing faster in different places in the desert. A former government agent named Seymour Simon is collecting information about them. Quintessa tells Nemesis Prime that the Earth has another name, and that is Unicorn. NASA announces that Cybertron is rapidly growing closer to the Earth, and soon it will collide with it. Edmund Burton's Autobot named Hot Rod kidnaps a professor named Vivian Wembley. Cade and Cogman also call on Burton in the United Kingdom. Burton takes the kidnapped professor and Cade to King Arthur's table and tells them many emperors sat around it to settle disputes. Burton says that Cade is the last knight who was due to come to settle all the disputes. Burton then asks Vivian about the staff of Merlin, as her father knew about it. Meanwhile, suddenly Cogman informs Burton that MI6 and TRF soldiers have arrived at their place. Bumblebee, an auto-robot, takes both Vivian and Cade out of there and leaves them at Vivian's house. At home, Vivian discovers that her father had left her a submarine in a museum. Burton, Cade, and Vivian go to the submarine, which gets started itself when Vivian touches its steering. Vivian, Cogman, and Cade sail the submarine into the water, leaving Burton behind. Lennox learns that Vivian and Cade have stolen the World War II submarine. Lennox and TRF soldiers are following Vivian and Cade into the sea. At the bottom of the deepest sea, Cade, Vivian, and Lennox see a big alien ship. The alien ship gets underway as Vivian and Cade's submarine reach it. They enter the spaceship, which is quite big. A little later, Cade and Vivian get off the submarine and start walking into the alien ship. As Vivian touches a special place, the grave of Merlin emerges from the bottom of the ship. Cade and Vivian see Merlin's decomposed corpse in it with no staff but a big, long wood. As Vivian picks up the wood, it turns into the magical staff. They also see 12 knights sitting nearby, and when Cade touches one of them, it wakes up, thinking that someone is stealing the staff. The TRF soldiers also arrive on the alien ship, and they shoot the knight. Meanwhile, Nemesis Prime appears beside the knight and stabs him to death. Nemesis Prime takes the staff from Vivian and leaves. Cade tasks Bumblebee to inquire as to what happened with Optimus Prime. The alien ship comes out of the water, and Bumblebee and Nemesis Prime fight with swords. During the fight, Bumblebee tells Optimus Prime that he is his friend. Optimus Prime then learns that he was under the spell of Quintessa. Megatron and his Autobots come there, snatch the staff from Optimus Prime, and go away. The 12 knights awaken, and they attack Optimus Prime for betraying them. Before one of the knights can slay Optimus Prime, Cade takes a sword and halts the attack of the knight. The knights then learn that Cade is the 12th knight. Optimus Prime tells Cade that he shattered the Earth even though the people on Earth let him reside with them. Cade tells Optimus Prime that now it is he who can save the Earth from destruction. Optimus Prime turns to the knights and apologizes to them. He tells them that they must kill Quintessa before she can destroy the Earth. Cybertron seems so close to the Earth. The scene shifts to Cybertron, where Megatron, Nitro Zeus, and Barricade are standing at Stonehenge with the magical staff. Burton was followed by a heavy infantry of military shooters. Megatron, Nitro Zeus, and Barricade. Megatron kills Burton. Megatron then gives the staff to Quintessa. Quintessa starts to formulate Cybertron once again with the help of the staff. Cade and Lennox join hands, and they plan to reach Cybertron. By and by, they all reach the planet Cybertron. Bumblebee and other auto-robots take small ships and leave for the Quintessa. The knights also turn into dragons and fly toward their destination. Cade, Vivian, Lennox, and the TRF land at the ignition chamber of Cybertron. There is heavy security employed for the security of Quintessa. They see a massive cannon that can annihilate them all. Isabella instructs Squeaks to destroy the cannon at once. Squeaks stealthily approaches the cannon and destroys it. Hot Rod praises Squeaks for his heroics. Dragonstorm and Optimus Prime also reach Cybertron by flying. They attack the collected knights of Quintessa and tear them apart. As the knights head towards Optimus Prime for an attack, Optimus Prime kills all of them with his long sword. A scientist explains to Morshower how they can destroy the ignition chamber of Cybertron. He proposes that if they manage to cut the vines around the ignition chamber, that will lead to the destruction of the ignition chamber. Lennox is informed that they must evacuate from the ignition chamber at once or they can also lose their lives along the ignition chamber. Lennox orders his military to run toward the edge of the ignition chamber, and they start to jump off the edge. The Air Force jets start to attack the flying vines. While they are running away, Hot Rod tells Vivian to stop because she is the only one who can take back the magical staff from Quintessa. Cade and Vivian change their minds, and they run toward the auto-robots. Optimus Prime guides Cade and Vivian about the way, and he clears all the obstacles from the way. The ignition chamber does not destroy as much as predicted by the scientist. Lennox regrets that they should have believed in Optimus Prime as regarded by Cade. On the other hand, Bumblebee and Optimus Prime create hurdles for Megatron, and they cut his hand before kicking him out of Cybertron. Bumblebee kills Nitro Zeus and leads Vivian to the magical staff. Optimus Prime and Bumblebee attack Quintessa, and she flees, unable to confront the two giant creatures. On the other hand, Vivian succeeds in acquiring the magical staff after many hurdles. As she takes the staff, Cybertroni's progress stops. Hot Rod halts the time and saves Cade and Vivian from falling. Optimus Prime takes both Vivian and Cade and flies out of Cybertron. Cybertron gets destroyed, and some of its parts fall to the Earth. After Optimus Prime safely lands Cade and Vivian on Earth, he tells the Autobots that they need to fix the deteriorating Cybertron. Optimus Prime leaves for Cybertron along with other robots. The movie ends there. If you like our video, kindly subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss our new video. Thanks.